And there it is, a thing of beauty, I'm sure you'll agree. Joining us now, the two men who will drive the W12, Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. Gentlemen, fabulous to see you. Really, really good to see you. Valtteri, how are you? How was your winter break?
Very good, thank you. Break was good, fully recharged, been healthy, been able to have a solid training program and been working on myself, trying to be the best I can this year. And yeah, honestly, now seeing the car, just now the first thing in my mind is I just can't wait to drive it and can't wait to get back to racing.
Awesome. And you're absolutely in peak condition. Keeping an eye on social media, every time I see you, you seem to be on a bike. I feel like you've done a lot of mileage.
Sometimes on ski-doo or snowshoes or rally car, you know, these kind of things. But no, I'm not at the peak yet. The thing is, we're not racing yet. And you know, in terms of physical point of view, F1 is quite different to many other sports. We have 23 races and you kind of try to micro-peak to each of those.
Mm. What lessons did you learn in 2020 that you're bringing to 2021?
A lot of lessons again. It's so much things in this sport that you learn about yourself and the opportunities to be better driver each year if you take those on board. And I think the main thing of the winter and over the break with the processing and learning of things has been the self-honesty. Mm. So trying to really look into the details that how I can be better. And that's ultimately the goal when I'm on the grid in Bahrain, to know that I've done everything I can to be at my physical and my mental best. And same thing, overall target is then to get to end of the year in Abu Dhabi and look back and say I did everything. Gave it all I had, and yeah, hopefully that will bring the results.
This will be your fifth season with Mercedes, and I swear, from the moment you've stepped into the cockpit in 2017, the wolves have been circling that seat. Are you ready to fend them off for another year?
Of course I am. You know, it's now my fifth year with the team, and actually, yeah, quite a few in Formule 1 already. So I have full focus on my own targets and the targets for us as a team and the people around me. So that's going to be the only thing on my mind.
Fantastic. Best of luck, Valtteri. Moving on to Mr. Lewis Hamilton. Sir Lewis Hamilton, 7-time world champion. How are you feeling?
Good. Just happy to be back and back in the factory and just ready to go. Really, it's kind of. It always feels like a long break, even though they get shorter and shorter each year. But yeah, just excited for people to see the car. Excited to see what it feels like when we finally get out in it.
Just, you know, the accolades, as I said, you know, a 7-time world champion, and you know, Sir Lewis Hamilton, and I keep thinking back to that little kid on Blue Peter with the remote control car, and my goodness, what a future that kid had and has. You know what I mean? Do you look back at the whole scope of what you've achieved?
Of course, definitely, and I think I was just talking to Toto. It's really about opportunity, and I was very, very fortunate when I was younger to have those experiences on BBC and really just my dad worked so hard, my family worked so hard to create an opportunity and a path for me to be able to excel. And so it's crazy to think that it's been so long. You know, I've been racing a long time. This is I think my 15th year in Formula 1. So yeah. It's hard to believe it's gone that fast, but so many amazing experiences, so many great relationships, so many things learned during that time. So I'm excited to kind of put everything that has been built each year and put it into the focus.
This is your 9th season with Mercedes, which means you've been kicking ass with them for almost a decade now. How do you feel about that?
Extremely proud. I think, you know, AMG was supporting me as well as Mercedes back when I was 13, and you know, it's amazing to have come along this whole journey with them. And you know, each year when we have the success, that car goes on to the road of evolution back in Stuttgart, and I'll always, you know, even beyond my time, that I'll always be a part of their road of history. So very proud of it and grateful for their you know, their belief in me all this time.
Let's get out of the way, because you're going to be asked it 1 million times over the course of the season. Why did you only sign with Mercedes for a year?
Well, I mean, firstly, I'm kind of in a fortunate position where I've achieved most of the stuff that I've wanted to achieve up until this point, and so there's no real need necessarily to plan too far ahead in the future. I think we're living in quite an unusual period of time in life, and I just wanted 1 year as a then we can talk about if we do more and keep adding it one if we have to.
So is that quite low down the priority list? I'm assuming your main focus for 2021 is to win an 8th title.
The main priority for 2021, in the past it was about just winning championships, but now it's really pushing for make real. Last year there was a lot of discussion about equality and inclusion, and I think there was a lot of talk. This year it's all about pushing for diversity and really making sure that action is taken. So that's kind of at the core of the drive for me. But of course we exist to win. So that's what all these guys here, guys and girls here, are working towards. And so that's my goal, is to deliver that for them.
Let's bring Valtteri back into the mix. What's it like being this man's teammate? Because he's an inspirational chap, but he's also, as a teammate, an absolute nightmare.
It's motivating, it's challenging for sure, and yeah, of course, we are teammates. We're working as a team, but at the same time, no doubt, when we put the racing helmet on, then it's time to race against each other, and we hate losing. We love winning, and naturally, when you're in the car, every time you try to beat everyone, including your teammates, because you're in the same car, and it's a good benchmark. But everything what Lewis has achieved in Formula 1, obviously, that's now the best benchmark you can really get, and it motivates me. Of course, I'm more always focused on myself, because I feel like it's important to prioritize where you put your energy. So I really try to work in terms of my performance, how I can be better, basically have that topic on my head every single day. But yeah, it's an extra motivation. But yeah, so far it's been really good working with Lewis, and I think we've been able to, with the teamwork we do, to really push to get the team forward. And because we know that if we want to keep winning titles, we need to team up and work together as well.
Would I be right in saying that Valtteri is probably up there at the top of the stack, your favorite teammate you've ever had?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the working relationship has been pretty special over these years, and I think it's down to, we've always talked about the respect, but every year Valtteri's churning away and pulling out lap times and performances that are very, very hard to beat. And so it keeps me on my toes, that's for sure.
It's only natural you're going to keep one eye on your teammate, but I was wondering, there's a lot to get excited about this season, and as a fan, I'm very excited to see what Vettel can do at Aston, what Mick Schumacher can do with Haas, what Carlos can do with Ferrari. Are you boys excited by that, or could you not care less?
Me personally, I get excited by that. I grew up watching Formula 1, so I'm at the core a fan of the sport, and seeing that things maneuver, things change. Obviously, here's stay the same in terms of the driver lineup, but also it's the first year that we've had the cars. It's the same car as the previous years. The first time I think that's happened in the sport. I don't know if the fans know, but we've had there's this downforce adjustment that's been made for this year, which does mean that the car won't be as fast, at least at the get-go.
But we'll get closer racing?
Sorry?
We'll get closer racing, perhaps?
Who knows? I don't know really why they've done that except for bringing the cars closer. Then we've got tyres that aren't as fast as the previous years, so there's a few...
You're really getting us excited about this new season, Lewis.
Well, it just adds a new element into the mix. The tyres, we don't know how these are going to perform, what the limitations are. And then, looking at the other teams, you've got a stronger setting. I think you'll see probably at the Red Bulls. You've got Ferraris, again, got a really great new fresh setting. And then you've got Sebastian taking over all his great experience and expertise, and they are ramping up. They've had nearly won in Turkey last year. So I'm excited too.
Lewis is excited by what's going to happen elsewhere on the other teams. What about yourself, Valtteri? Are you in the I couldn't care less camp?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Couldn't care less.
To whom
be
it may
honest.
concern, I don't care.
No, I mean, of course, yeah, it's kind of nice to see what different teams are doing, what kind of cars they're bringing for this season, and yeah, of course, you can't avoid of seeing how the other new teammate pairs combinations, how they go against and etc. But yeah, I try to focus on my energy really for the performance and my things and people around me.
Big picture stuff though, who do you think are Mercedes' biggest threat this year? You got to say that Red Bull were frighteningly quick in Abu Dhabi.
My feeling, yeah, at the beginning of the year could be Red Bull if I had to guess now, but obviously like Toto doesn't have the crystal ball that works, I don't also have it, so but it could be surprises. You just never know. There's lots of new drivers, and McLaren with the Mercedes power unit, Ferrari after tricky last year. We'll see.
Back to the car, Lewis. Does it ever get old seeing the car you're going to be racing in at the start of the season? Essentially, are you boys on Christmas Day right now?
It definitely doesn't get old. I mean, it's fascinating to see technology evolve. As I said, it is the same foundations of last year's car, but it's obviously got new components around it. But there's only two of us that get to drive this car, all year long. This is going to be our home. This is going to be with us, connected to us on this crazy journey that we have no idea what's up ahead of us. And yes, so it's the most exciting. It's like going to the fun fair knowing you're going to ride a roller coaster, but we get to do that all year long. So
We're so lucky.
yeah, very lucky.
You obviously feel the same, Valtteri. Can't wait to get this beast out of the showroom, get on the track.
Yeah, honestly can't wait. Obviously it's not long to go anymore. We'll start testing on 12th. So yeah, just waiting for that, and lots of preparation has been done for it, and a huge amount of hours by about 1,000 people to get this beast ready. So looking forward.
Gentlemen, absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for your time. Best of luck with the season.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.